Hello everybody, this is Reinhardt 101, or I guess it's Overwatch 101 with Reinhardt, and today we're going to be talking about cliff charging. Where can it be done? What maps is it done on? Today we're just specifically doing capture the objective maps. I have a friend, he's on Team Valor as you can tell by his emblem, his icon. Yeah, Pokemon Go references. Okay, so let's start. Temple of Anubis. So there's absolutely no way to do it on Temple of Anubis. You can charge people through doors, you can charge people through this little section right here, but there is absolutely no cliffs. Temple of Anubis is pretty useless for Reinhardt's cliff charging. On to the next map. Map number 2, Hanamura. Let's see. There's a couple of good spots here, especially on the first point. So, you're coming out of spawn, just barely, walking up. There's like a section up there, usually like a sniper or bastion sometimes. But say they have like a Reinhardt right here, or even a Mei that's just blocking your path. There could even be a Symmetra. What you want to do is somewhere around here. First of all, you're going to want to go over here and clear this section out. This section right here is where you're going to be knocking them off the edge. When you're standing about right here, right next to this sewer, outlet sort of thingy, you want to be like right a couple tiles back. Then you go in, you charge, you want to avoid the bell, and then there they go. Unless they're Tracer. And then you just die. This is a second way to do it. When you, like, say there's nobody here defending, they're all on point. Or there's a Torbjorn over here defending his turret. Or a Bastion. Or even a Widowmaker. Just someone who shouldn't be over there. And that's really annoying. So, as Reinhardt, you're going to want to walk in with your team behind you, and then the enemy team's forced to walk backwards unless they want to die. And then you come in here, you probably took some damage, you're gonna need that. Like, a little bit in front of this spot right there. And then, you just want to be aiming a little bit to the left, aiming sort of at that thing up there, little part of the wall, I guess. Then you just charge, and you want to curve it a little bit, and then you'll get it. It was pretty close though. Hammer down! Haha! That's a nice face you're making there, Tracer. So from here, stand on this point, and then, just remember to curve. When you get up here, you're going to want to curve as soon as you get on those stairs. And then they'll fall to their death. As soon as you get right about here, you're going to want to start curving to the right, so you avoid these rocks, and so you don't fall to your own death. So as you can see, there is a soldier standing in front of me instead of a Tracer. I guess Tracer got sick of being Tracer. There is absolutely no way to get from over there to over here without dying. Even with like a little curve, you're still just gonna get splat. Even standing on top of this rock, your charge goes a little bit too far for you to cliff charge efficiently. So don't try it over there unless you're planning on dying with whoever you're taking with you. So I'd say take not a diva, because diva will just fly back up, but take like a tank with you at least. Even their Reinhardt. If it's not a tank, then it's usually not worth it unless the person you take is the person who's wrecking your team. And then it's worth it. But other than that, I'd say don't try and do it over there. Let's see what happens with a little bit of a curve. You pin them into this tree. Good, you don't die, but that's not necessarily a cliff charge, so it's not what you're looking for. If it's not a cliff charge, it's not worth it. Just remember that. All Reinhardts everywhere know this to be... Take this to heart, and... I don't know. Remember, the best way to figure out if the cliff fall works is to try it from the other side first. See where you end up after your charge. So a little bit behind here. First of all, you're going to want to aim to the left of the bell. As you can see, my crosshair in the middle, it's like aimed to the left of the bell. And then, once you get around that bell, you want to get up here, and then, even then, they still don't end up dying. They might die if you can aim it right. Or you could try and move a little bit forward and risk death yourself. Right here seems like an adequate spot. So again, aim to the left of the bell, curve right once you make it to the bell, and then, if they... I'd say that kills most people. Widowmaker could have survived from that, it's just... they didn't want to. Welcome to point B of the objectives. So, here, it's really quite simple. There's like 2 or 3 spots you can do it from. First one, you're going to want to line up with this door exactly. Like, the point right there, you want to be right there. And it doesn't really matter how far away you get from the wall, as long as you're not so close you'll accidentally bump into it. And then, once you're here, Lucio, move to the right. That's the left. More. More. There we go. And he was safe because he had this guard railing. You're probably gonna want to get rid of that. Ow. That almost hurt. So when you're on offense, just go up these stairs, walk up here, and then you're good. But when you're on defense, you might have like a sniper up here. And this is really just a good spot for either team. So, to get this spot perfect, you want to line up around the middle of this right here. If you stand right here, you'll fall off the edge. And if you stand right here, you most likely won't be able to push them off the edge. So you're going to want to stand right in the middle. That crack right there is not a good reference point for the middle. That crack is, however, but you don't want to go over there because that will just ruin... You'll just run into the wall over here. Right there. So, once you're lined up right here, make sure you use your ultimate. This is a very important step. And then you charge. And then they should just die. Like that. Unless there's a few people who won't die. This one is a pretty hard one to do, to pull off. So, I'd say line up with that pull, but you probably won't make it then. So, line up with this kind of, right here, this little section under the stairs. And then, the tricky part is, first of all, knowing that there's someone up there, and second of all, aiming it so you don't like accidentally hit your head on the roof here, and so you don't die. Alright, so here's a section of the map that most people, in fact, I don't know anybody who's like really talked about it much or even used it as a strategy. But you can like come over here, and then it's like underneath everything. I'm not sure what you could actually use it for a strategy for, but maybe just like a hiding spot when the enemy... Or a Symmetra, like you could set up Symmetra turrets and drag enemy... Like if you're on defense and people want to kill you. No! As you peek your head out, you're going to have people wanting to kill you, so they're going to go in your little death corner. I'm going to make a video about that now, the death corner. See how effective it works. So, the reason I'm talking about this is because it's also a good spot for death charging if you time it right. So say the enemy team, you're on attack, and say the enemy team, for instance, is just walking through that door, or even when they respawn. If you aim it... Ah, dang it.
Not as young as I used to be.
This is probably too far anyways. If you... Okay, let's go from the other direction. So the trick is really just stand right here. Because if you stand right here, you'll fall off the edge. If you stand on that rock, you'll fall off the edge. Although those cherry blossoms do carry nice camouflage, and I'm sure you can do it on that rock. This is just a lot easier. You charge right here in the middle of this thing right here in that bush. You want to curve to the right so you don't hit the light, and then you want to avoid that bush. Curve left pretty much the whole time. And then you'll get something like this. You'll die. So if you back up a bit from where I was, I'm gonna go back up now. Let's try it from this spot right here. Aim for the tree, curve left, curve more left than that. This corner right here. There's a person walking out now, and then that's how you do it. Right there. That took me forever to do. The hard part is basically getting the person walking out. Stand right here, and then charge, and then aim left so you don't bump into the tree, and then they'll die. And that's how you do it. That is all the spots you can do. I've tried it pretty much every other way and have not had any success. Standing on this rock, hiding in this corner. Even coming from that side. Moving on to who can survive and who cannot. Hey guys, that was Reinhardt 101. I'm going to do more of these with Reinhardt, and then maybe in the future I'll do some with Lucio too, and even Genji, and everyone. I'm starting with Reinhardt because everybody knows Reinhardt's the best, and should always be played. Everybody needs a Reinhardt in their team. Ooh, this spot up here that nobody ever talks about. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next Reinhardt 101, and what? And what? And remember, we're always watching over you. Give me something good! Come on, Riley. I'm desperate. And remember, a steady blade balances the soul. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!